be here today with each and every one of you. We Texans are so blessed to live in the best state in this whole nation. In the greatest nation in the world. We've been so blessed. We've been endowed by our God with rights and freedoms that are the envy of the rest of the world and that are enshrined in our sacred Constitution. But over the last several years, President Barack Obama has been trampling on our family values, our religious freedoms, and the Constitution of the United States of America. And that has to stop. This election is such an important election because Washington is a disaster. Washington politicians are spending like Greece, governing like France, and mortgaging our future to China. In Texas, it's just the opposite. That's why in Texas, we need to show them the way. While Washington is increasing the taxes, here in Texas, we're increasing opportunity. While Washington is creating more government, Texas is creating more jobs. While Washington is growing debt, Texas is growing our economy. And that's why Obama's put a bullseye on the back of all of us in Texas, proposing higher taxes on everybody, class warfare, shameful, outrageous job-killing regulations, an out-of-control EPA. We need to gut the EPA. And build the Keystone XL pipeline. I've got a very simple message for Obama and the Washington special interest and the D.C. insiders. Don't mess with Texas. I'm a lifelong conservative businessman. I can't stand Washington politicians who won't tell us the truth, who keep kicking the can down the road and refuse to tackle and solve tough problems. Heck, solving tough problems is what I've been doing all of my life. Every person, every family has had challenges, ours included. As I mentioned briefly yesterday, my dad, Lieutenant Colonel Dewhurst, was a B-26 Squadron commander on D-Day. He flew 85 missions over Nazi Europe. He came back to Houston, and a drunk driver ran into him and killed him. Mom went to work as a secretary, worked 2 jobs. We didn't have much, but we had Mom, who was our rock. As you know, moms are virtually always the center of the family. So do me a favor. My mom passed away a number of years ago. If yours is still alive, go home and give them a big hug and tell them, Mom, I love you. What I inherited from Mom was faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, integrity, and hard work. When my dad was killed, I immediately started stuttering. I stuttered. It was humiliating until I was in high school. And then I said, you know, I'm going to either live or die. So I joined the debate team. It wasn't very good, but I did get better. I inherited from Dad service to country and the heart of a fighter. That's why I volunteered for the United States Air Force and served as an officer. That's why during the Cold War, when things were rocky, I volunteered for the CIA and I served overseas. I came back to Houston and I started a small business from nothing. I got beat up, but I never gave up, and we finally succeeded. And I won't ever give up fighting for each and every one of you all. This runoff is a clear election between a lifelong conservative businessman, a conservative leader, a Washington outsider, and a lawyer who's funded principally by Washington special interests. You know, I think I know a lot about perseverance, and I've always been a fighter. So let me tell you this. It's going to be a very cold day in a very hot place before I stand by and I ever let Barack Obama destroy America and the American dream. You know as well as I do, in Texas we've always had an independent streak. We're ornery, we're tough, and we've never been very good at taking orders from Washington. And that's exactly what's at issue in this race. Probably in the next 52 days, you're going to see up to $10 million spent attacking Texas by Washington special insiders. And that's outrageous. But you know what we've all accomplished here in the state of Texas. Governor Rick Perry and I, the legislature, have helped create the Texas economic miracle, the very strongest economy in the entire country and the #1 leader in job creation in America. And you, Texans, have created more new jobs over the last 9 years than all the rest of the country combined. I believe all that happened because, to me, being a conservative isn't a theory, it's my life. Again, I'm a lifelong conservative businessman. I got fed up with government, and so I tried to do something about it. I ran for office. And on my first day in office, I cut the number of government employees by over 10%, and then I cut the budget by almost 20%. I want to take the Texas economic miracle to Washington and turn this country around. Let me be clear, I'm not running for the United States Senate because it's my life ambition to live in Washington. I want to make a difference. I'm running to blow up politics as usual in Washington. Blow them up. I'm sure you feel the same way. I'm mad. I'm mad at President Obama and the Democrats for pushing this nation so dangerously close to bankruptcy. But I'm furious at the Republicans who, when they had a chance, didn't pull America out of the financial ditch. The first 5 things that I'll fight to accomplish in Washington are: 1, repeal Obamacare and throw it in the trash can.
Don't even throw it in the trash can, because that means it escapes.
2, balance the federal budget, dramatically cut federal spending, slash taxes for all Americans, just like I've done repeatedly right here in the state of Texas. free. Take the Texas economic miracle and take it to Washington and turn this country around and create millions of new jobs. Four, keep America's military strong. Secure our borders once and for all by tripling the size of the Border Patrol. And most importantly, stop this administration from trampling on our family values and our religious freedoms. Like so many of you, as a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, I'm offended by this administration, the most secular administration in my lifetime. I don't think anyone in Washington actually thinks about the words, "Thou shalt love thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." Today I'm asking for your prayers and for your support, because if we don't turn this country around, we risk losing everything that makes us America. Washington politicians talk and talk and talk. I think the time for talking is over. We need to send proven conservative men and women to Washington who will stand and fight Obama and the liberal Democrats every single day. Conservative leader who has a record of doing the right thing, not just saying the right thing. You know, some people are all about talk. I'm about results. We need a conservative leader, I believe, who's done it, who's balanced budgets, slashed spending and taxes, created jobs, and we can help turn this country around. Every victory I've had, conservative victory I've had in Texas, I've had to bleed and fight to accomplish it. Always adhering to our conservative principles and refusing to take no for an answer. Over the last several years, I've passed defunding Planned Parenthood. The sonogram bill. Voter ID. I passed the TSA anti-groping bill. Sanctuary cities. Loser pay. Border security. And the toughest justice law in the entire nation against sexual predators. As I am, let me just remind you something that President Ronald Reagan once said. People run for office for one of two reasons: to be somebody or to do something. I'm already somebody. I'm our 8-year-old little daughter Carolyn's dad. Ladies and gentlemen, send me to Washington and I'll help turn Congress upside down. Send me to Washington, I'll take the fundamentals that I've helped create of the Texas economic miracle, and we'll turn this country around and create tens of millions of new jobs. Friends, working together, on November 6th of this year, we'll send Barack Obama back to Chicago.